there's any youth here, follow your leader. Well, he wasn't here. Follow your leader. Amen.
Hey. Okay, let's turn those lights up now. Oh.
My turn.
Okay. We need to see to give, you know.
Wow, that was kind of happy.
Do you like it? You too.
Okay. It's now time to receive the Lord's tithe and offering. Amen. Usher, as you come on down, thank you, Lord. It's time to give back a little bit of what He has given to you. Can you imagine if we had to give it all back? That's not good. He tells us just give me 10%. Come on down. Amen. God is good. If you believe and you trust in Him, He will always provide. Just when you least expect it, some blessing comes from you one way or another. Amen. God is good. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us here together today. Lord, we pray over this offering that you just multiply and meet the needs that we need for your church, for your house, and for the community, Lord. We pray a mighty blessing over it. We pray in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen. Well.
Any more announcements?
Yes, we have our models here this evening.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I like the light.
We have the khaki.
Ooh. Okay, guys.
Yes. So these are available to you too. Wouldn't it be cute if we're all, on Friday night in our little... And wouldn't that be cute? So these will be on sale tonight. We have a blockbuster special. Yeah, a doorbuster. Worma. You can see Worma. These pretty little, they're warm too. $10.
I get the money, but some
White or black.
and these lovely things are
12. That's because you have the flexibility of turning it either
You
way.
have to go to the mall. These would be like 20 or 25. Come on.
All right.
And the huts are here now, so you can get it right away.
Oh, now. There's no time like now. Don't hurt each other running through them now. Okay. Well, first, we had a meeting yesterday on the outreach, and we have a couple of general announcements. Sure. Somebody want to bring me down? Okay. Thank you, God. So we're going to go over the outreach since this is the last time we'll have the opportunity to do that before Friday. And we want to answer any questions that you have. And we want to give you an opportunity to make sure you get plugged in at the right place, because we all want to be doing something fun. And then Pastor does have a short message. So, Amen. So, see if my head can hold one more thing. Okay, it can. So, before I go into the handout and the teams, I just want to go over a few general announcements. And I'm looking at it here because isn't it great with your phone now? You don't have to write things, you can just take photos. So, pardon? They are, yes. All right, first of all, we need one more team because we've decided to do hot chocolate again. So, Deb, do you want to give some details? We need someone who's strong because there's those big, same containers, igloos we use for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if a woman would decide to lead that up, we would definitely have to have a spouse or another gentleman to actually lift them. But we need someone that can come in around 3:30 maybe, around 3:30, and get started heating up the water and just mixing the chocolate in, and then we'll pour them into the Coleman igloo thingy. And then it's pretty much done. And then at that point, we'll have helpers we're gonna transport them out into the lot underneath the canopy, and they'll be on a table, and we'll just serve it out like that. Cups will be right there. And at that point, there'll be plenty of helpers to do that. I just need someone to come in and make the hot chocolate.
Do we have anyone here tonight who would be able to do that?
Anybody, don't be shy.
It's a good paying job. You get all the hot chocolate that you can drink. The benefits are just incredible. Don't laugh. Raise your hand. Okay. Well, we can talk afterwards. I'm hoping if you volunteered, if you took anything off of the giving tree, any tags or whatever, that you brought those items in tonight. If you still have them, anybody still have things that they promised to bring? No? Okay, for those of you out there, we still need hot dogs and rolls? We're good with hot dogs and
We have to retally and see how
we're going to retally. So we'll put it up on Facebook if there's a need after that. Okay. Also, we did have a policy change that the Christmas away team will remain a male-only activity. It is the men's ministry.
Was not my fault.
Yeah. Jack has been through training at Air Products that of course you would accept anybody in any job. And yeah, it is a tough job, and we don't want anybody getting hurt. So we hope you appreciate that and understand. We will have the wreath making in the back of the side of the parking lot. And if you can sign up, or if you have signed up for that, we ask that you bring wire cutters. Okay, and Debbie has some. We also have some bows, but anything that anybody can bring to decorate wreaths, just drop them, in the corner if you have any bows or any little ornaments, and we have an illustration. Yes, do you want to be a wire cutter or a connector? Yes, Jeff.
There was a message on our home phone around 5:15 from Alice.
Oh, yes.
That they may be bringing 5 other husbands to help. So, wow.
Husbands.
Husbands, I think that's what
Do we allow husbands to make wreaths?
we do.
Okay. All right, so there's plenty of room for everyone, so not to worry if you signed up for that. We are asking, especially if you're a leader of a team, to get a name tag. Now on Friday night, we're going to have an information table set up in the front corner of the parking lot, and I'll be sitting there along with a couple other people. So come there to get your name tag, because I should just let you know, one of the outreaches that we don't have advertised is we have a coat giveaway. And this is just cool to see how this evolved. This is 2 of our friends from Air Products came and helped out with some of the outreaches, and they were just so touched. And they went out last year and collected coats in their neighborhoods and from their families, and they brought them into the conference room. And I thought they'd have them piled up on tables. No, they had them on racks by size, and somebody would come in and they're like, honey, what's your favorite color and what's your size? And, well, let me help you. It was like having a personal shopper. It was the sweetest thing. So they have 200 coats this year. And they went out last year at the end of the season and purchased quite a few, especially for little ones. So if you see someone who you think is in need of a coat, I would say escort them over. We're going to use the front door instead of the side door of the office. So Minister Heather is heading that up, along with Sandy and Diana will be there. Sister Ruthie will be our translator. So it's just You know, every year God gives us more things. He lays things on people's hearts, and it just gets better all the time. So, you know, be on the lookout for people in need. I think we're going to have hats and mittens as well.
The weather will be good.
The weather will be good, yes. So, let me just see what else I had on this little, okay. So name tags, coats are in the conference room. Any donations of garland, Pastor and Debbie came up with some cool ideas. I think they're decorating the telephone poles or something, I don't know. Yes, okay. And a change in time, Chrissy's team is coming in on Saturday to decorate the tree. Remember, they're going to bring the tree in on Friday night. This tree actually is going to grow. You're going to be amazed how big this tree is going to be by Sunday morning, right? So watch out. Take a picture of it now, and then this is the before. So we're going to need a lot of help to decorate it. And Chrissy's going to come earlier Saturday morning and get everything out, so that if you want to help on that team, come in at 1 o'clock, and she'll be ready to get you going, so you won't have to be here that long. Okay, anything else on that, Chrissy? No? All right, and then the Saturday after New Year's, you take it down. So that could be a separate team. So maybe you can't help out Friday night, you know, but you could come in Saturday afternoon and yet still be a part of it. All right, for those of you bringing soup, please bring it. Now, this is soup for our volunteers. Okay, so any of you, if you're here and you're working outside, especially the away team when they come back, or anybody that's just cold, come into the Hallelujah in the side door, and we'll have soup for you. So those of you who are bringing soup, if you could bring it at 5 o'clock, Medalia said she would be there at 5, and bring it in a crock pot so that it stays warm, it is warm, and we don't have to wait for it to warm up. Okay, did it okay on that one? I'm getting critiqued on a lot of things you just all don't know about. Okay, here we go.
We will be here earlier if they want to come earlier to drop it off or come.
Yeah, if you want, if it's more convenient for you to come earlier in the day to drop it off, that'll work too. So we are accepting all soups anytime. All right, so that was all for the general announcements. So, anybody here who has not participated in the Christmas tree outreach? Okay. All right. Wow. It's very much in the same spirit as the Thanksgiving outreach. You know, we just want to show God's love. You know, we tell them, I don't think we have little tags for the trees, but we tell people, you know, the trees are free, just like salvation. And all you need to do is accept it. So it's just a sweet time. I think what's different about this outreach is you have several hours time to spread yourself out. And you can be on different teams or just walk around if you want to be an ambassador and pray with people. So it's just a wonderful, fun opportunity. There is a sense of anticipation. You know, I'm like a little kid. You would think after all these years I would get used to it, but when that truck turns the corner and that alarm starts going, you know, they're here, you know. And they come back, you know, Jack will have left his team as I'll let him add to this, but he's leaving at 1 o'clock from the church parking lot for the away team to go get the trees. I did confirm with Louise today we have 15 hoagies, everything on the side. And so I'll be picking those up tomorrow night, so they'll be taking those along. So they'll come back and they'll connect with the fire truck down a few blocks down the street, and then they'll come around, and the guys who will have gone, if they want to get up on top of the tractor trailer and sit up there, but not too high, because we don't want anybody getting caught on the wires. And so they'll be coming up the street, and people will be waiting. You know, they will have been walking around, getting coats, getting hot dogs, getting hot chocolate, and it's just going to be fun. Now, if you see any little emergencies, Yvonne has offered to take on the first aid, and she'll be over in the church office. So just refer people there for minor injuries. 911 for anything you think we can't handle. Okay. All right, Jack, DOA team, what else do you have to say?
I haven't had these two drivers,
All male?
what's that?
Male drivers?
Two male drivers. If I can have one more driver, will you be able to drive? Okay, so that'll help us. I think we're in pretty good shape. I've got a lot of promises from people, and I'm just hoping they hold up. So I think we'll be all right. I'm not worrying too much about them. But I do have another announcement. I have a few adult-sized bicycles. And not that I want to bribe anybody, but if somebody takes over the hot chocolate team, I can get you the nicest bike you've ever seen.
Jack,
This is a Wednesday night special.
would you just, back up a little bit and explain how God blesses us with bikes and what's different this year?
Yeah. This all started, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago on the way down from New York, and we stopped at Walmart and bought a bicycle that we put a helmet in one of the trees, and whoever got that tree got the bike. And then the next year we got 2 bikes, and then we got 4 bikes. This year, and then all of a sudden, and we were buying them, and all of a sudden, when the financial crisis hit 2008, prices went up, things went down. It was just very difficult. So now I go out and get used bicycles. There's a gentleman who takes some of the return bicycles at Walmart, fixes them up for us, and we give them away. We also, the 2 women that Bev was talking about who get the coats, they were so touched with this about 3 or 4 years ago. They went out, put out flyers to all the people they work with, the hair products. They did it to their neighborhood. They put out 700 flyers this year alone.
Wow.
Praise the Lord. And not only did they collect the bike, the one woman, Diana, takes them home, puts them in her kitchen, and works on them, and cleans them up, fixes them, changes the tires in her kitchen. She's happy to get her kitchen. She collected 30 bicycles.
Wow.
All bicycle complete.
Wow, man.
And this year I was invited up to Parkland High School with the Interact Club, which is a high school version of the Rotary Club, and they wanted to do something. They collected 20 bicycles for me.
Wow,
So
praise
I
the
have
Lord,
some
amen.
nice bicycles for the kids, but I also have a few nice ones. And I'm not kidding you about I'm not going to bribe you for the hot chocolate. Worry about that yourself. But if you need an adult bicycle, adult-sized bicycle for transportation or something like that, see me. All right? And I'll try to help you out. Okay?
The bicycle giveaway is kind of done in undercover. Again, when we started out with just a couple, the funny year was Pastor Jim and Jack were in the office, and all the kids, imagine all these kids are standing off the porch there because they know the bikes are inside, and Pastor Jim comes out and he just doesn't want to get involved in this, so he goes across the street and up to the tower. He's got the scaffolding he's got set up, and he says to Jack, "You handle." So Jack comes out, and I'll never forget this. He goes, "Okay." He looks at all these little kids, and I'm thinking, what in the world is he going to do? And he's like, "Okay, I'm thinking of a number." And then the kid that I guess he thought was most in need, said 10. He's right, you're right.
That was after I tried Bible questing.
True. And then this one little kid was really hurt because he didn't get one, and he went up, he found Pastor Jim and called up to him, and he said, "Pastor Jim, that mean old white man won't give me a bite." So we certainly had some. We're going to start writing these down in a little book because we've had our share of funny stories. But do you want to explain how the bikes are given away? If you've never given a bike away, it is something sweet to do. And see, Jack.
I don't give a bicycle away. So I don't. What I do is I just coordinate it, have a bunch of bikes together, and then I label them, I tell you, you know, what size they are, what age group they're for, is it a boy or a girl, stuff like that. So then, I have people like the two women that come get it. I allow them, there are two other people that go out, and I give them half of the ticket. That's the half ticket's on bike, half ticket that says, okay, here's a bicycle. It's a 12-inch bicycle for a girl ages 3 to 6. And so that one person goes out into the crowd and looks for a little girl and just starts talking to kids and finding out. And when they decide, moved by the Holy Spirit, they say, this is the child that needs a bicycle. They say, would you like a bicycle? And the child says yes. They bring him back here.
Along with her parents, we check with her parents, yeah.
And maybe one day we'll just put up a bunch of slides of the pictures of the kids getting it. I did this for the kids at Parkland High School, and they were all smiles. If these pictures don't move your heart, it's made out of stone. So they're really great. So anyway, if you would like to help me hand out a bicycle, see me. Okay? It'll bring a smile to your face.
So it's really sweet, and the kids are just so excited. So I think we have plenty of bikes this year that hopefully no one calls you any names on. All right, so I'll just go down the row here. The away team, Jack is still looking for a few good men. So if you're available, it really shouldn't be a whole lot of hard work like it used to be, but still you need some muscles. So leave here 1 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah, we want to leave at
1 o'clock.
We have to get there too.
And Jack does not go by any other time schedule other than 1 o'clock. Okay. Debbie, Carolyn, what are we doing there?
We're going to sing carols. Up to the office porch. It'll be lit up, Christmas lights, and just download some music and we just sing along. You don't have to. It's okay if you're not on key. You will not be mic'd. It'll be fine. But it's a lot of fun. So if you want a carol, you'll find me walking around out there.
So this is one of the things as people are starting to come, you know, it gets very festive. You know. All right, and that's on the porch.
Yeah.
All right, so outdoor setup, Pastor Jim is going to need some help Friday during the day. In fact, they've started already in moving just some of the things around and setting up. Now, we also have to set up for the coats, and they're coming about 3 o'clock on Friday with these 200 coats. Here we go.
Gonna be more than that.
Yeah, or more. Okay. So if you're around at like 3 o'clock and can help them unload the cars, you know, just from their cars into the conference room, that would be helpful.
I got bikes coming up.
Got bikes?
Oh, yeah. Just to show you.
Now when the tree comes up, then they unload it, and there's a whole chain of people taking the bikes from one to the other, and then you see the tree stands. Oh, so fast. Could you go back just a couple, Pastor? Yeah, there. See, they have the stand set up, so they don't just give a person a tree like we do the turkeys. People come up and they shop. It's too tall, it's too short. And then they can take it over and have the bottom trimmed. Timmy and Ulysses are going to have their saws and trim them up. And then any extra greens we take over for the wreath makers. And
So we trim them up, and this is where the wreath making it on the other side, right here. Pointing at my
all right, outside food, Sandy and Charlie Bauer, they're going to be in the office over at the church, and they're going to be dispensing the hot dogs from the side. There's an opening on the other side of, there's a little courtyard. But if you're here, you know, you can help hand those out.
Here you go.
Here we go. Aw, that's Diana. So if you see Diana, you give her a big hug. The one on the right. She's the one that fixes them. And truly, the person who smiles the most is the guy on the right there. He's having way too much fun. A lot of this little girl. There's Karen.
Some happy looking parents too.
And if you know of somebody, who's really in need for a bike, again, let Jack know.
Oh my gosh, it is.
That's Faith, right? Oh, it's not Faith?
No.
Oh my goodness. It's her twin. That's Sandy on the left. She's the one that's done all the coats and...
This is too cool.
We just have hundreds of these. Over the years, we've taken one photo with every child.
There's 17,000 pictures. I'm not going to show you that. No, I do it on my phone.
Ashley?
Sorry, my computer's trying to catch up to me.
Ah, that's my grandson on the right, Michael, our grandson, and our son JD on the left. Ah, good guys. Michael was so shy.
Is that a pretty picture, guys? Those are happy moms. It's the coolest thing too, and they give away coats on the other side there, and the people are trimming over here on this corner, and we light that up, and they throw the branches over there, and Sister Ruthie's got all these people with wire cutters, and they make a wreath for people, and they'll wrap your truck up, and there's a delivery team, so that if you don't have it delivered, there's guys that are going to be taking it or putting it on the car and taking it down for you. We had a policeman one year, he did not want to come, and Captain, at that time, Captain Hanna, at that time, he made him come, and it was this little boy, he kept asking him, he kept saying, sir, could you give me a ride? I have to take my tree home, I can't walk, I can't carry a little boy, about 7 or 8, and the police says, no, we don't use the patrol car for that, and he said, please do it for me, officer, please do it for me, and boy, did this little kid convince him, he convinced this cop to take him. It was 18 blocks away, all the way over and all the way up to about, I don't know, up on 14th Street, but just all the way up and over. And then he came back, and the police officer pulled me aside and said, hey, can I ask you something, Pastor? You got some? I said, sure. Hot dogs, give me. He said, no. Yeah, let me talk to you alone. He said, I promise it's not for me, but his family, they only had, all they had was a couple 2x4s for a table. And can I buy him some stuff? Can I get some food for them? He says, I'll pay the rest. I'm going to stop at the store and get them lights. They don't have lights there. But just, here's a cop who he didn't even want to be here. And it changed it. And by the way, I didn't tell you, I called the captain, and if it's a nice day, he's going to have a Harley Davidson 3, and they're going to be in front of his fire truck. So we're going to bring it in.
Woo! All right, we also have a security team, and I know Trell's going to be gone with Jack, but when you come back, you're going to be on an amphibian. So if you would be willing to do that, just walk around and make sure that everything's cool and nobody needs any help. We definitely, Trell, we definitely need someone outside the door where the coats are going to be given away. So we don't have a stampede. So if you could assign someone to that, it would be great. Then, as Pastor said, we have a tree delivery and loading team, and Mike and a couple, I forget who else, Ricky, and you're all going to help with that. So people that have cars and bring them up to the corner here, and they need their trees put on the top, and they're gonna wrap them up and then,
Wine and tie them off. There's gonna be paper so we can, I'll put it on there, not necessarily paint job, but just nice, just, we're gonna get back to, this year, this is the away team years ago, can you imagine? That's the away team, I mean, on a day like that, I do wish we'd get a day like that. It's supposed to be a pretty day, so, I hope, and then it'll turn into, this is what it'll turn into at night. I just want to, Pastor Becker, you go ahead and talk. I'll show them.
oh, that's okay. Well, I was just gonna,
This is the codes.
oh, there's the codes.
This is they're giving away the codes and they're trying them on, sizing kids out.
How cute. You know, occasionally we might find the tree team, you might come upon like a single mom that needs a ride, you know, with her kids, with her tree. So if that's the case, I think we said Carlos, you could drive the Subaru, and but take somebody with you. We always want to be 2x2. We had another story a couple of years ago where a mom didn't want to take the tree, and the little boy was like,
I mean, honestly, there were that many gifts. It was like all over. It was like thousands. And just, it hasn't been that way. We gave out hot dogs. We're going to do that. Just,
I think we've covered all the teams. Debbie, what did I?
coming in and Pastor Beck trying to, by the way, number 6, that's a retired truck now. We retired it. The last run was last year. So, 60 years. Wow. It's like a really old truck, you know, is there. So.
Cool, I don't remember
We
that
have a
one at
really
all.
nice new one coming this year.
They know there's going to be trees. They know they can go shop a little, and everybody just pitches in. And no matter what team you're on, you know, grabs the trees and takes them down. There's like a little girl again. I call her doctor. All right, questions, Burma.
I don't have a question, but I have a statement, and I've been here pretty many times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually came to the Gamian tree many, many years ago.
That's right. We offered you a man.
What did you say? Strike that. Pastor, how about the time that the policeman put the tree in his car,
That's right.
and he went to deliver it?
I just told about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I came up late. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But tell us your story.
How I got a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a nephew that lives down the street from here, and I was all ready to, I had money to go get a tree, and I was gonna go the following week, and he says, no, don't go spend your money on a tree, go down the street, there's this church, and they're giving away trees. And I was like, okay. I said, do you have to pay? And they're like, no. I said, okay. So I pulled up, it was a smaller group, and I remember Pastor Jimmy, he said, okay, when you pick whatever tree you want, and when you get home, you tell your husband to come buy another tree, and it'll last the whole, winter time or the whole time. And I was like, I just started to look down, and I was a little sad, and I was like, could you tell Santa Claus to bring me a husband? I'm still waiting for Santa Claus to bring me, actually God. But it was, and he just turned around and just looked at me and he said, you know what? If you need love, we got lots of love for you right across the street. And that was me. I didn't care about no guy. And then when I came in here, everybody was so warming and welcoming that I've been here. Never know who's going to touch.
Okay, any other questions? Suggestions? Yes?
Either one, but just a statement. If you're volunteering, this is Captain Obvious here, but in case you didn't think of it, be prepared to do street parking. You know, our parking lot's going to be filled with racks and trees,
Good
so
point, yeah.
you need to be prepared to, park more than a block or two away.
I'd say to park on Front Street, it's all lit up, and you can walk up here, if you know what I mean, it's just a safe walk up, all our friends are out there, just down on Front Street, if you want to park, lock your stuff up, and we'll send a patrol guy down there. I'll tell one of the police officers to make sure he goes up and down that area, okay?
Okay, and it lasts maybe till, what, 9?
Yeah.
Probably about 9 o'clock. So we'll, be serving.
As many that can.
Yes, everybody kind of cleans up as they go, so that there won't be any big job left at the end. So do whatever you can in the midst of it. Okay, Sister Ruthie, you have anything for us? No?
Just bring the waterproofers and
Bring the waterproofers. Warm gloves. See, you want to dress warm.
layers.
Layers. Buy a hat.
Buy a hat, get a hat. Hey, here goes a wonderful picture of what it would look like. I mean, if you can imagine that amount of people, that's like a shot like that.
Yeah,
That's a parking lot. The streets are going to be tree stands, and I'd like you to take a shot at it. If they show a video of it, if you could do that.
Yeah. Ricky, I think, did you have a question?
No, I was just saying, I missed the church outreach, and this is my favorite thing to do for the Christmas tree, so I was scheduled to work, but I asked for the day off, so I'm going to be helping you out.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's just pray and then we'll watch the video and then Pastor has a few words. If you want an outline, anybody not get one of these? Ricky, maybe you could hand that out to anybody who needs one.
Hey, I need you to get excited about this. This is a wonderful opportunity. Some of you that are sitting and thinking, well, it's this many people here today. Last week, there were twice as many of you on the walls. And these were full. Completely full. And some people in the balcony. And a whole bunch of workers in the back. And people at the church. And people outside. And a whole other line from there all the way up to the block. That was a wonderful time. And we added 90 chairs. You don't realize it. We added 90. We added across inside each other.
Praise God. Anybody have a question? Final question? Anything? Commentary? Testimony? Quick? No? There you go. Do you want to be a wire nut or a connector? Father, we thank you, Lord, for this wonderful event every year. Call it an event. It's more like a process. It's don't ever stop. And it's amazing how we have and yet this is the heartbeat of your heart, Lord, is to let lost people know that they're loved. This is not a social agency. We're not here to take the place of the Red Cross or the United Way. We believe in Jesus' name. Amen. I wanted to start my short message, and it will be short. I promise you. I shouldn't say that. That always works out bad when I say that. As soon as I say, like I got this, Lord, it's like he does something like, really? Watch what happens next. And just, right, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Let me get my technology. Okay, I want to say thank you to all of you who have just been working so hard and really getting involved. And thank you for the hats and all that. That's just a stroke of genius. Thank you so much, God. If you didn't figure out who that was yet, you'll figure out later, okay? Amen? Okay. Okay, I want you to go to the book of Psalms with me, chapter 90. Psalm chapter 90. I want to read a couple of things to you. I want to share something important with you, this little group here on Wednesdays, because I don't want to rush anything. As Debbie knows now, to be 7, that's gone on 8 weeks that we've been doing something together that we have never done before. And after 23 years of ministry, something that I found that just completely blew my mind. And I've done series upon series and coming out of Egypt and going into Egypt and checking out yourself and the man in the mirror and the woman in the mirror. Just anything you can imagine. I preached on Revelation, the whole book all the way through. I mean, it took me, 24 weeks or something like that. Just went through, and So I've done it all, but nothing has touched my heart, my mind, my soul, or my inner man, the man I'm inside, like these 4 books I'm reading now, actually 4. It should just be 1, but it's 3. So it's going to be called Emotional Spiritual Healthy. Spiritually, emotionally healthy. One of the others, I don't know. I'll tell you about it. But I found this. On the... You'd probably say I stole it because it was there on the ground. I think it belongs to them. It's for cleaning the bases, right? I didn't know that. I just thought, well, I keep it in my back pocket. And it's the strangest thing. People will think, what are you doing with that? You know, it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with that service in Spanish, so you could run that one too, and taking it to about 1,200, 1,500, 1,600 people. Right? After that, he has a break, and the Spanish one breaks on him, and it breaks his heart. Right? He feels like his heart is broken. He feels like that's bad enough. He's got issues are going on. He's got all that going on, all kinds of staff now, all kinds of staff, right? His wife walks into his office and says, I quit. He says, you what? She says, I quit because you're a terrible leader. Whoa, Jerry, sit down. Her name is Jerry. It's okay. It's not. I'm not gossiping. It's in the book. She says, sit down. What do you mean you quit? You just can't quit. How's this going to look? How's the people going to see us? We have to be together. We've got to make this happen. We've got to reconcile. We've got to work it out. Whatever you want. She said, I quit, and I'm going to my mom's in Jersey for a month. I'm leaving. He says, but I can't have you quit. You can't. How's it going to look? What's my deacon board going to say? What are they going to think of us? He says, I'm not doing this with you anymore. We're going crazy. I don't know our kids. I don't know you. I don't know anything. We don't know anything but ministry and doing and doing and doing and doing and going and going and going and one thing and the next thing and a new language and what's that word mean and so much doing that we don't even know God anymore. All we know is this godly ministry. Everybody's got a Bible, and we're supposed to be so godly. We sing godly songs, and I don't know if after we leave, I'm like, thank you. It's over. Sometimes I don't even want to stay for the service. Can anybody imagine that? How could a pastor do that after a quarter of a century? I mean, all the education, the call, all the education, foreign language, everything, come back, be a planter. I mean, really do the planting work. That many people, that much staff, and then have your own wife come and say, quit. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I don't want to work with you anymore. After our 4 kids, I don't want to work with you anymore. And he said that at that time, it took him another 8 years till he finally found out. Then, something that he admits in the book, I'm finding out now in the later end chapters, is that he learned that all this I'm going to be sharing with felt like and what they learned was that they had to do sabbaticals, a Sabbath. God's word says, take a Sabbath. In America, in Western culture, we learn to work 6 days and rest on the 7th. What we should be doing is resting and working from our rest. What we do is rest from our work. Rest from our work, right? Am I correct? Work all week and then rest. We're supposed to be. So if you think about it, it was have a devotion like I do, and charge these batteries up so this guy can do all he's got to do. And if you do it right with me, and if I spend enough time, and if I really just call on the Lord to like fill this temple, I may have enough to make it to that night devotion where me and Debbie can end the day out. And what he found with the monks was, and with all these people, is that contrary to what all of us think, that they whip themselves and they're all alone and they segregate and they don't want to be with us, they do love Jesus. That's what he says. He says they do love Jesus. They love to talk about him. They love to talk so much so that the whole thing is to study, work, pray, rest. That's all they do. Study, work, pray, and rest. And 9 times a day, they'll stop everything, whatever they're doing, they get with God. Not to get from God, to let me get 2 more hours, but to get with God because I just want to be with God. God, I want to be with you. Not that I want to do something for you, not that I need strength for the day. Lord, encourage me for this day. Lord, God, give me strength so that I can be empowered to do what I need to do and to get done what I need to get done in a way that will glorify you. Right? That all sounds good. But how about God, can I just stop so I can be with you? I want to let you be with me. Anybody follow me? And he found out that that was the next level or the next issue that needed to be worked out, was that in our culture, Western culture, it's about a production and doing it. Did you get that done? Did you check it off? Is your planner done? Did you get your reminder done? Is that off your list? Is your spreadsheet done? Are the things checked off? How many of you got, boy, that should give you an endorphin. It should give you almost it should give you an emotional high. We've all been taught if you do that, you almost get like, yeah, feels good, down and yeah, right? And we get so caught up on that we stop. And what we need to realize is that little devotion that we pray in the morning, unless we the question of, can you charge me up enough to repel sin today, to act properly, to act rightly, to show people Christ, and give me enough strength or juice so that I can make it to tonight and make it home. Now listen, I don't have time for the kids in that. Don't have time for no drama. I can't have any. Some of you are probably not having any at all, and they're probably feeling that. Some people I know, they say, well, he used to pray 3 hours every morning. Really? He's a man of God. It almost sounds spiritual. It sounds like you got wingtips on when you say it like that. I'm sorry, I lost my job. But anyway, it's a call. Anybody follow me? He found out that, like God, Paul said, pray without ceasing. We always say, well, I do all the thank you, Lord. Thanks to God. I'm always like, glory to God, glory to God. And walk around and it's not that. That's show, man. So why don't I get this? Sometimes I'm still mad at him. Happened 40 years ago. I haven't talked to him in 25 years. I want you to love him, but I don't love my own brother. I'm sorry, you didn't get that, right? I want you to love him, but I can't love my own brother. Well, you sisters, what can help me not do this? Not to look at like, wow, is that what really hurts me? That's 41 years old. I'm still pissed at my stepmom. I'm sorry, you can't say pissed on that. I guess you can. Who knew? Somebody who's going to say, he said pissed. Is that all you got out of this? I mean, I exposed my whole heart, and that's what you got? He said pissed. Get a life. Oh. So how can we stop? When people try to get inside you and see who you really are, and we back away. We're like, yo, we put our guard who we are, right? Because I don't want you to get there. What's the best way to stop from having to do self-examination? That's the question. Take a look at someone else's. It's always good. It's at the top of the list. But there's one that's just a little bit better because for that one I almost have to be social and have to deal with other people. But the one that's better than that one is stay so busy you never got to look in the mirror. Come on now, right? Stay so busy. You got to lead me into the way of everlasting. Why does it end like that with stuff? And lead me into the way of everlasting life. Or lead me into the way of eternity. It always ends that way, and it befuddled me. It was an enigma to me. I don't even know what that word means, enigma. Mystery. Something I can't wrap my head around. I do know what that means. It's like to act stupid. Fool people. That was always my thing. You follow me? I fool you into thinking I do know what it is. I already knew the answer before I asked you the question. It's an enigma to me. It's a mystery to me. Why? how can I stop and check myself? I'm 60 years old. I want to do that now. Yeah, man. I want to take a bunch of you that are mature enough to do it, to go on the journey. Well, I want to stick with the Holy Spirit. I want to just, I want to keep the Bible at the center of it. I do too. But you're not going to grow spiritually until you get rid of that emotional garbage in your life. Everybody, God, come on now. Let's be serious about it. Man, I get what people say. No, I don't want to just say, no, if it's not, if it's not. I want to grow. And listen, I want to get to know God the best and as much as I want Him to know me as much as I can. But really, if I keep the issues I got hidden under the layer of who I am and never confess them or release them or get healed from them, I am not going to grow, and I'm not going to be able to give someone else something that I do not possess. Anybody got that? We lost. You got that? So it's time to do some excavation. In this course, only 8 weeks. And some of it is real deep because it goes into a genogram. A genogram is called. So I'll take a look at you, Carlos, then I'll take a look at your mom and dad, and I'll take a look at your uncles, and everybody's connected, and then I'll take a look at your grandparents, and then we'll make lines and staggered lines or squiggly lines and see if it was a good connection or disconnected, no connection at all, and find out why you came out, why you're angry, why you get upset real quick, why do I do it, why do I react the way I do, who's talking, because they say Jesus may be in your life, but your grandpa's in your bones. Maybe Jesus in your heart, but your granddaddy's in your bones. Whoever hurt you is in there, still trying to get out. You can tell every once in a while when you get really roughed up and PO'd, take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? I look exactly like him. The one I hate the most. The one I swore I'd never be like. We want to be like Jesus, don't we? I'm not trying to be elementary with you. I'm trying to be fundamental with you, foundational with you. Let's get to the bottom of what's going on in our life so we can become the better man or woman of God that God called us to be. So that when we speak a gift in tongues or something like that, and when we pray for somebody, something's going to happen. Why? Because my life is okay with the Lord. My life is okay with the Lord. And when I'm praying, I'm not just saying words that are fancy and tickling your ears, but I'm praying to my God. I'm interceding because He's somebody who listens to me. I just didn't get a power charge from Him and charge my battery, but I spent time with Him. And He spends time. Listen, I love spending time with Him. And it's never a waste. Actually, I get more done and better if I slow down. So Stop to Go Faster is the title of the sermon. I don't have it yet, but that's it. Psalm 90. Psalm 90. Psalm 90, verses 1 and 2. I may go more than that. Just give me a second. I have it. O Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were born, I used to get so embarrassed if I would stutter like that. I'd practice at home and almost cry sometimes. If I would. My wife knows it. And you know what? I've become so comfortable that this is who I am. And even though some of you don't think it, I know you love me. That does that. Before the mountains were born, O Lord, you gave birth to the earth and the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, O you are God. You turn man back into dust and say, return, O children of men. For 1,000 years in your sight is like a yesterday, and a day is like 1,000 years. A man comes to the Lord and he says, ask anything, I mean, I'll give it to you. You said, ask anything, I mean, I'll give it to you. You said it, says that you were. Ask of the Lord, and He'll give it to you. God will want $1 million. And God says, just give me a minute. A day is just 1,000 years. You get it? It's a joke. It's a joke. Anybody got that? Teach us, in verse 12 it says, teach us to number our days that we may present to you a heart of wisdom. Man, is anybody following? Verse 5 to you. You have swept them away like a flood. that we may present to you a heart of wisdom. Hey, what is life? Very quickly, take about another 10 minutes, if you don't mind, all right? What is life? Think about a deep question, something that moves, plants, something that reproduces, something that's got a reflex. There's all kinds of things about that. They can say plants have life, animals have life, we have life, we reproduce, we can think. In the book of James it says, for my life, man's life is but a vapor. It's here, then it's gone. Any one of us who's a granddad, a grandmommy knows that was like, man, I remember when I was like 13 or 14 and it's like, what happened, man? Like, where did it go? Like, man, I would have made so many different choices. Like, how did I get here now? Wait till arthritis. Something I said to you on the way here tonight, I said I was going to correct it. Because I always say this. And my thinking is now changing. You're either going to have to grow with me and say, he was wrong about something. In which case, I've been your idol all along and you're already screwed up. Wow, I should not be that candid. I'll correct that, brother. Bless the Lord. I don't know. They're probably, I get pastors mad at me all the time. And I say, you shouldn't be that close to your people. There should be life is not a little playground, man, for you to play around in, like a little playground and have your life in and enjoy yourself. There's a reason why you're here. And we need to start getting in touch with that reason right now. There is no mistake while we are meeting each other. There is no mistake while we are in each other's lives. If I'm not that close in your life, it's a two-way street. You're going to have to get close to me and I'm going to have to get close to you. God himself says that, draw nigh unto me and I will draw nigh unto thee, says the Lord your God. So some people say, well, you didn't call me back. You have a phone too. Last time I checked, there's a smartphone worth more than mine. If you could FaceTime me. Anyway, you with me? Life is not a time for just mere selfish gratification. That's what the devil tried to do to Jesus in Luke chapter 4. Try to get them to satisfy himself. Hey, listen, eat this and make the stone a piece of bread. Take and get on this mountain and jump off. For God himself, your father, your daddy said, even the devil knows scripture, for your daddy says, he will send his angels to have guard over you that thou shalt not dash thy foot against the stone. Then he tells him again, another lust, another selfish thing. He says, listen, if you bow to me, you see all those kingdoms, they're all yours. The back of Jesus' mind is saying, it's all mine anyway. It's you that's confused, thinking it belongs to you. It's all mine anyway. What life is not. Life here is not. Put this in your mind. Take a mental picture of it. It's not your final destiny. It's not. Let me tell you what life is very quickly. A couple of minutes. You ready? You got to think or write these down someplace and put that. Just do something. Our life here is just a small fragment of eternity. Time is only for you and I. I mean, it's not for God, right? I mean, as the east is from the west, it's timeless. He's eternal. Right? Man is finite. It says that God is infinite. There is no beginning, there is no end. We have a beginning and an end, a start date and an expiration. God does not. You follow me? Second thing, life is just a short day, man. We're all caught up on how old we are and our next birthday, this and that. Man, life goes by so quickly. My goodness. I wake up and I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. I took a look at our grandson at Thanksgiving, lifted him up. He laughs at me. He goes like that. He laughs. He's got this big giant tooth. He looks like a chicklet. He looks like a little beaver. And I'm thinking, how sweet that is. My goodness, I'm almost jealous. I wish I was a baby being held by somebody. He's getting heavy. He smells. Just all that happened in 30 seconds. Life is just a short day, man. Can you imagine if we were to take this a little more serious? We may, remember I told you, I don't want you to think I have Alzheimer's. I remember I told you There's something I've been saying I want to correct myself on. Stay with me. It's a pilgrimage, a journey. Life is a journey. How do you want to journey it? You want to journey it like your grandfather told you? Like your grandfather told your grandmother? Ese nunca va a ser nada. He'll never become anything. That's going to be a bum. He'll never be smart. He'll never go to college. He'll never go to school. They'll always be broke. They'll always be a bum. They'll always be an alcoholic. There'll always be, somebody's always in there, in your life, in the background. If you don't excavate them out, find out what it is, identify. Say, in the name of Jesus, I say, this is gone from my life so I can become the man that you intended me to be. We've got to get rid of that, or we begin to become the people that we swore we'd never be.
Amen.
Don't clap now. Clap later at your own house. I got what life is. It's the most important time right now in your existence. Right now. This night, more than many others. Because I guarantee you, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to be an Elijah and say, Lord, I am one. God says, I got 7,000 just like you. I think tonight I'm trying to be honest with you. Trying to be candid. If you want me to jump up and down and do a bell ring or something, I can do that. Debbie told me I could have gone down to my office, pull out one bell ringer, boom, pull it out, I re-preach it, you wouldn't know the difference. I turn 32 words around, you won't know the difference. Piece of cake. You follow me? But it's different than being honest and telling you, listen to me. This year is coming to an end. And at the end of this year, I want to do a new beginning. And I want to go on a journey with some of you. Some of you that are mature that want to go. There's some things that are going to be broad brushed. Then there's some areas that we're going to have to drill down deep, as Pastor Bev would say. And then if you want to do that, that's what we'll do. Amen? But at least just expose it to you. See where we are. Amen? Life. It's what you make of it. Life is a field of opportunity, work and development. Life is setting in motion all of our influences, good or bad. Think about it. The good things and bad things people know about you are things that you yourself have set in motion. Am I right or wrong? You follow me? Somebody say amen if you're with me.
Amen.
Life here is just a time of probation, man. I'm serious, man. You're just in probation, man. God's just checking us out. Hey, you ready? Okay, here it is. Last point. I've always told you, life is not a dress rehearsal. As a pastor, I've done many weddings. I always have a dress rehearsal. Somebody's high on coke, messed up, high on pot, drunk, comes in, they're wearing something weird, and you have to tell the bride she's crying, sitting in the corner or something. You have to tell her, tomorrow when they get their tuxes on, everybody will be okay. Expect you all to put your hands down to your sides, expect you all to be, right? And do that, it usually works out. And so I've always told you that life is not a dress rehearsal, right? But it's the real thing. It's a one-time shot. You don't get a second shot at this and say, hey, God, I did that 85 really, really bad. I could have done a little better. Can you give me another 85? Because I really want to do it right this time. I want to be like a super evangelist by 22. So here it is. So life is not a dressing room, but it's the preparation room for eternity. This life is the preparation room for our eternity. Anybody got that? This is the preparation. Everything I do now, if you want to half-step it now and play games now, and play games with God now, play games with your life, and fiddle around now, and think about it. I just want you to listen to me. A strong thought came to my mind on the way down, on the road down. Thank you for driving that. She was driving down. I was just thinking. I thought, how I know some people's lives are right now. They're fiddle-faddling and they're vacillating and they're this and that. Well, I'm only human, just and this and that, and just kind of taking it all so nonchalantly. Are you following me? And I'm thinking, do you think God's going to let that happen in heaven? Do you think for a minute that that's going to pass in heaven? Do you think for 1 minute? And that alone should be the sobering thought to let you know that this is the dressing room for eternity. Some of us need to get to work. Come on, I mean, some of us need to get to some serious work and say, I got to do some serious self-examination. It's time to throw out some trash. I've been hoarding some stuff in my life. I've been hoarding some feelings in my life. It's time for me to get rid of that stuff. Right? And it's true, as my brother says, always easy to judge other people for what they're doing, so I don't have to look at myself. But it's easier for me to just stay busy doing my own work so much. I'm just so busy. I can't. I'd love to stop. I just can't listen. Really, the bottom line is, I don't have the strength and energy to bear the drama that you're going to lay on me. Can't. But this is the dressing room for eternity. How about if you looked at it that way? I look at it that way. I stopped worrying, Debbie. I stopped worrying because I think, you know what? I think God's got me right where He wants me. I think God's got me right where He wants me. I mean, right where He wants me. I've never been here before. Church, I've never been here before. I've been in ministry for over a quarter of a century. I've never been here before. I told Pastor Bev about an hour ago in the room, I said, listen to me. The man in front of you now is closer to the Lord than 12 years ago. Closer to the Lord. I know me. I know my limits. I know where I can go and where I can't go, what I should do and where I cannot go. I'm better than I ever knew them before. And God is opening my eyes up every day. Why? Because I'm no longer saying, God, charge my batteries so I can go. Lord, I got arthritis. I need you to just give me an extra boost. I need like a B12 shot of the Holy Ghost in me today because I got to go and this body's getting a little bit old. I'm like, no, God, you know what? Can I just be with you? Can I just feel that warmth of your presence around me? I caught myself on my devotions 2 days ago. I got my hands up, laying in bed, speaking in tongues, praying in the Spirit, glorifying the Holy Ghost, man, praying for my children, for my grandchildren, and some of your children, all I saw was your faces and praying. And listen to me, I had a big smile. I must have looked like the Joker to God or something. A big giant smile, a Kool-Aid smile on my face. I thought, I am happy, God. Listen to me, I may not have all that stuff I saw in those commercials on TV, but I'm happy right now, God. I'm happy. Then Debbie scored, and I tapped her and told her to stop it. She said, I didn't know. I said, of course you don't. You were sleeping. That was a joke. So this is the dressing room for eternity. So this Friday, what are we going to do? How are we going to act? How are we going to treat people? Hey, that guy's trying to get an extra bike. I saw him take the bike and run around the corner. Pastor Jim's trying to get another one. He's stealing. Really? Give him 3. Give him an extra one. I had somebody come one time. That guy keeps getting hot dogs, Pastor Jim. I saw him in line. He keeps getting in line. He keeps going back. Check, remember? I said, really? I got like, listen, as many hot dogs as I could carry with ketchup, and I took them all to him. I said, here, you go. What? I'm not doing nothing. What? I said, no, you're not doing nothing. What are you having? I said, really? All right, I'll take them. It's just, I've never given anybody like 9 hot dogs at once. Like mustard all over his shirt, my shirt, and